It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, yeah. You know we don't play guys. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said
He's
I
heating
didn't
up.
hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. Ay, oh, I swear I'm delusional. These niggas ain't using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me. What's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah, they're controlling the youth. Agenda of fusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them. That's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with the Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beer, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, you know we don't play guys, yeah.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised. Go to the fucking gym.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble.
How dare you!
Bye.
Your fat phobia?
No!
People are suffering. People are dying.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia? It's your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Full normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Ooh, welcome everyone to episode 23 Hundo and 47 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
What's going on, fam? Welcome, Farah. Welcome, Farah. Welcome, Robin, Dawn, Jeremy, Tobias, Frank, Bookworm. How we doing, Pandemonium, Medea, everyone in the house. Welcome to the Sleeves Cast. It is the Red, White, and Swole Sunday Fun Day Q and Anus. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. That's right. That's right. So we are going to get right into today's episode. We got a lot of questions to get through. So if you listen to the podcast, if you're kind of relatively new to the show every single Sunday, We just take tons of questions, so you can start dropping them in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Of course, tomorrow we have our Swole Fam accountability meeting. We have that every single Monday at 12 noon Eastern time. So tomorrow is October the 8th. So make sure that you are there for that, especially if you're a brand new member. That's a great time to ask any questions. It's a private member Q&A. Plus, we have new releases, awesome Swole Fam posts. The best way to start your week, the Swole Fam accountability meeting. Tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Be there. And of course, go and check out the awesome overtime that dropped this past Friday. So let's get into today's episode. Are you ready, Beaches? Let's summon the Falcon. Bust this nut wide open, and you can start dropping your questions in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Here we go. A Falcon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Put some respect on you, Beach. What'd you smash? Drop it in the comments down below. You know what it means. You like that card? You know what it means. You know what it fucking means. It's not the eggplant draft. It's the dick draft. Goddamn right. All right, hashtag double D. Dick draft. As you know, if you've been following the episodes and you're following the podcast, you know that we are recruiting. We are recruiting brave young men to sacrifice themselves on the front lines of DC, New York, Portland, and of course, San Francisco. These are the front lines of how we are going to reunify this country. We need to dick some of these frustrated beaches. Am I right or am I fucking right? Brave young men sacrificing, laying it all on the line. But we must strengthen the gene pool. We must release the frustration. We must release Brian. All right, fam. Let's get into today's episode. So hashtag Ask Papa Swolio for a chance to be featured. Of course, we'll get into those questions. So hashtag DD, or you could do the eggplant. You could do the eggplant emoji and the draft, dick draft, in the comments below. And of course, we will give away that swole card at the end of today's episodes. Get a little tainty boy. Aww. Give zero fucks about your problems. He's all curled up. All right, so he's sleeping. Let's get into the first question. All right, let's see here. We got one from Tobias. In a previous question, I asked you about pull-ups. You said rings are best. I'm trying to build a framework so I can have rings. Could you please go into detail why rings are better? I don't think I said they're better. I just like them more now. It's better for a wrist position. You don't have to force your body. Same reason why people like easy curl bars or cables versus using a straight bar. So if you have rings, they rotate, they spin. Plus you'll activate more biceps too, because you'll get supination while you're doing the pull up. So you can really customize your angle and just pull what's most comfortable. It's just a better overall feeling, in my opinion. You hit your lats a lot more because of course the way you'll rock when you rotate and go into a little more of a lever position. Of course you could do it different ways. Depends on how you want to do your pull up, but I like the freedom that the rings provide. So I prefer those lately, but there's nothing wrong with the bar pull-up. I did bar pull-ups for years. Okay, let's get into the first call. We got one from Dr. J. Dr. J Sins. Ooh, you're on the line.
So I eat about 2 pounds of grass-fed ground beef a day. I think it's fine. I feel great, but you know how my boomer mother is with ground beef and cholesterol. So I want to have her hear it from you so she can stop bothering me about it.
Well, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not an expert on cholesterol either, but the classic metrics of cholesterol is, by all intents and purposes and by all current evidence, just nonsense. You need to look at cholesterol in the profile of all your blood work. So having high cholesterol does not mean that you are at a higher risk for any kind of disease or issues. So that's just a nonsensical, archaic metric that has been blown out of proportion and is manipulated to leverage pharmaceutical drugs that really actually negatively affect your health more than just fundamentally taking care of your health from the start. So you can also go for, eat eggs. You can eat other types of animal sources, but there's nothing wrong with cholesterol as long as you are looking at it in the context and the profile of like full blood panels and everything else. So it's very individualized, but high cholesterol does not mean that you are, doesn't mean that it's bad. Let's put it that way. Frank, I recommend you check out some resources, some other podcasts and other resources. Paul Saladino has a lot of great information on seed oils, linoleic acid. These things are very highly inflammatory. So I'm not going to be giving you any fucking like research studies here, but seed oils, soy, they're estrogenic and they're also highly inflammatory, which at a cellular level and at a systemic level is very detrimental and lead to a lot of long-term preventable illnesses like diabetes and heart disease and cancers and things of that sort. So that's the bottom line, or the 3,000 foot view on it. So for things, when we talk about seed oils and vegetable oils, it's not just seed oils, it's vegetable oil. So it's canola oil, safflower oil, rapeseed oil. You have all these different vegetable oils, as well as seed oils like sunflower oil and things of that sort. Soy is very estrogenic. And also that book is fantastic, Estrogeneration. We have it in the Swole Fam bookstore, Papa Swolio's bookstore, or bookshelf, I think we have it called. When you log into your account, just click that link. It's right there in your header. And that's a great book that will break down all the things that are very commonly estrogenic. In other words, it raises estrogen in your system and negatively affects your endocrine receptors in your endocrine system. So you're going to get omega-6 fatty acids. You're going to get omega-6s in your nutrition. I mean, even in grass-fed beef, you're going to have omega-6s. But the problem is people are dramatically and drastically over-consuming omega-6 fatty acids and linoleic acid. So that's a huge problem in the standard American diet, for example. Soy, corn, these things are just inedible. It's inedible dog shit. It really is. It's trash. This stuff is garbage. And the problem is you find it everywhere. Try finding foods that don't have vegetable oils or seed oils in them. Look on the back. Look on the back of it. Start reading what you're consuming. If you're getting grass-fed beef, you're not getting any of these products, which is the benefit. But go to the supermarket and start reading the back. You will not see anything that doesn't have some kind of corn or soy in it. Everything. Fucking everything. Jeremy, Papa Swolio, how much sea salt do you put in your water to boost your electrolytes? I need to do better. I use Element or Relight. So those are two different products. LMNT or Redmond or Relight. I personally like Relight a little bit better. I like the two different types of magnesium that they put. They put magnesium malate and magnesium glycinate, whereas Element only has magnesium malate, I believe. So I use a little bit of both. So I'll consume a few to several grams of sodium a day, but I also put a pinch of sea salt. You could do a gram in the morning is a great thing to do to start if that's all you have. But Celtic sea salt or Redmond real salt are really good salt products. But you can get like an electrolyte blend. So you're not getting the proper magnesium and the potassium in terms of all your electrolytes. So you can check those things out too. All right. Tobias, is adding weights to your body when doing pull-ups beneficial or waste of time? No, it's not a waste of time at all. If you can handle it, yeah, it's overload. It's literally pretending like your body is heavier and it's challenging your muscles that you actually have to lift more weights. Same thing as it's more challenging. Obviously, if you're doing a pull-up, you're not going to have to add, let's say you're doing a lat pull down. You're like, oh, let me go up 25, 30 pounds. You're using momentum, you're swinging, you're not using all your entire muscles and all your body in the same manner. When you're doing a pull-up, you might only need to add like 10 pounds if using a weighted vest, for example. You don't need that much. So it's definitely not a waste of time. Definitely not a waste of time. All right. Thank you, Dr. J. Enjoy that beef. Let's take a call from Mario. Mario, you're on the fucking Sleazecast. Let's ask Papa Swolio Beaches.
Papa Swolio, I've been working out for 3 years now, almost going on 4, and I've been suffering from knee pain. Do you have any tips to help with that?
Yeah, I do. So a couple things that I do to strengthen you have a couple things going on in your body. You have muscles, you have tendons and ligaments. So these are just some fundamental structures that I want you to be aware of. So muscle muscle turns into tendons, which attaches to bone. So tendons attach muscles to bone, and ligaments attach bone to bone. So ligaments and tendons themselves get less effective blood supply than the actual muscle tissue itself. So they take longer to develop, longer to grow and to strengthen and to become more dense, and longer to repair. So the first things I would recommend is get a sled and start doing some reverse sled walks. I would do that very lightly every day, or at least a few times a week. It'll be tremendous in terms of strengthening your patellar tendon. And the reason why it's so effective is a lot of exercises, you're unable to do them unless you're doing concentric, isometric, or at least concentric and eccentric contractions. Now, the difference between the three is eccentric contraction is when the muscle is contracting, but it's lengthening. And a concentric is when the muscle is contracting, but it's shortening. So for example, the lowering portion of a pull-up, the lowering portion of a push-up. Let's do a pull-up, for example. When you're lowering from a pull-up, that's eccentric. When you're pulling up, it's concentric. So the problem is eccentric is the strongest and concentric is the weakest. So when you're dealing with knee pains, you're usually targeting the musculature, the tendons, the ligaments in a position. I'm just going to be vague here. In a position and biomechanically that will compound whatever injury you have or whatever limitations, because you're already compromised with your posture, whether it's static or dynamic posture. You are already compromised, so you're just irritating. There's shear stress, there's knee valgus, there's a lot of issues going on with the posture and the positioning of those muscles. When you are doing something like reverse sled, you're only working the concentric contraction. So you're only working that end range of motion, that like 90 degrees to completion. So you're strengthening the weakest contraction for the patellar tendon and for the quadriceps muscles. So by practicing that, you're flushing a lot of blood, a lot of fluid. You're getting a lot of focus on those tendons and ligaments, because when you're going towards extension, that end range, there's a lot more, you're getting a lot more mechanical strength or mechanical advantage from the tendons. And the knee is just in a very risk off position. So reverse sled, number one. I would also recommend doing mobility exercise. So yoga is fantastic. Rather than try to break down and explain every last little exercise, that's a great start. Also strengthening your hip flexors and your anterior tibialis. These are weak points in the knee joint, in the ankle joint, and it's all related. So if you have impairments at the foot and ankle, which most people do because they have really tight calves, really tight calf complex, really locked up ankles, and the front of their shin, their extensor digitorum, and their tibialis anterior are very, very weak, which will compound into poor knee mobility and knee activation and can lead to knee pain over time. So anterior tibialis, so tibialis raises, you can get a tib bar. You can find them on Amazon now. It's very popular. You can do toe raises, leaning back up against the wall. Inside Swolenormous X, we have all these in the master classes, so I would check that out if you're not a member, or if you're thinking about becoming a member. We have all that inside the master class section, Swolenormous X. So hip flexor activation, hamstring activation. There's a lot of things, a lot of other additional, but even just doing reverse sled, that's one of the number one things you can do on a regular basis. So start there. Good question. Let's get some gorillas. Good question. Sorry to hear about your knees, but ooh, I like this question. This one is this one's from Ron Jeremy from prison, I suppose. All right, there we go.
Hello, Papa.
Hello.
So I work a very physical job, and I was wondering if over time your body acclimates to that job and you don't burn as many calories as you did when you first started.
Absolutely. Dead on. This is the reason why when people say, Papa Swolio, I don't have to go to the gym. I have a physical job. Well, how come you have a huge gut? And how come you're overweight? How come how come you look like shit? Just because you're having a physical job doesn't mean that you're like building muscle and you're improving your physique and you're improving your health. I mean, you're in a better position it's better than sitting down at a desk all the time, depending on your perspective on things. But yeah, your body will adapt to any activity. This is just what the body does. The body's all about adaptation. So the body is going to adapt to anything you put it under or whatever kind of stress you put under. If you're lifting weights in a certain manner over and over again, your body is going to adapt to that kind of training over and over again. So if you have a physical job, you might work it for a couple weeks. The first couple weeks, you might be like, oh my God, you're banged up. And after a while, it's like second nature. I'm lifting 50-pound boxes all day long. Okay. So your body adapts to lifting 50-pound boxes all day long. Doesn't mean you're going to be fucking jacked. Doesn't mean you're going to be ripped. Doesn't mean you're going to get rid of all the inflammation and you're still eating garbage. You're still eating shit like that, et cetera, et cetera. So when people tell me that they have a physical job, it's like, okay, train first. You're going to have more energy throughout the day. You're also going to work on those imbalances because most physical jobs are very repetitive, meaning you're twisting in one direction. You're loading a truck the same way. You're twisting to the left all day long. So you're going to have major imbalances. There's a lot of issues with physical jobs because a lot of times you're doing the same movement over and over again, which means that you're going to have major contralateral or major imbalances, like, with your planes of motion in many cases. Good question. Good question. Yes, your body will adapt for sure. Reminder to anyone that might be tuning in live right now. Remember, we have an accountability meeting tomorrow. Swole fam. Accountability meeting tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time, bitches. 12 noon Eastern time, bitches. Yes. 12 noon Eastern time. Live call. Join the fam, swolenormousx.com. Remember, we have awesome specials going on for Fuck Your Resolution season. Because it is Fuck Your Resolution season. Fuck your resolutions. All right. We got another call here, bitches. We got one from Nitesh Verma. You're live on the Daily Swole. Colin. Love that audio. Let's fucking
Who is your motivator behind your obsession with the fucking gym?
Ooh. Who is my motivator? I don't have one. Me. I am my motivator. Who is my motivator? Fuck your motivation. It's bullshit. Life, living well, feeling good, looking good, having mobility, not being in pain, challenging myself. I'm my own inspiration, I should say. And you should be your own too. So when people say, like, Papa Swole, you're the motivation for me to get back into the gym. No, you are. You are. Motivation's bullshit. You should be your own inspiration. If you have, it's also Mama Swolio. If you have kids, they should be your inspiration. You should be, but you should be doing it for you. You should be doing it for you. You should be focusing on taking care of your health for you. In terms of like, hey, did I watch Pumping Iron when I was younger? Like, yeah, all the time, like bodybuilders, but it wasn't like, oh, that got me into the gym. I kind of came across that stuff once I started training, but I always wanted to build muscle and start taking better care of my health. So it doesn't mean you can't be inspired, but in terms of like, oh, there's someone out there that I'm looking up to and I'm training. Nah, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. If you leave it up to motivation, you're never going to work out. So I trained a little bit today. I did a light little mobility day. It was a little light mobility for legs. I'm going to crush legs tomorrow and do some mace and stuff. But I just wasn't we've been doing some major, I won't say remodeling, but fam, I can't wait to show you some pictures, updates. I had to order some more gym stuff, but we got the rack set up. I got one of like the arms, the big old like trawler arms on. I'm putting another one so I can have like a crossover action. Organize the clubs, move my dumbbell rack. I've been moving some stuff around. So I'll show you guys it's never really a finished project. It's never really finished, but I'll show you the Swole fam, some of the updates, but it's going to be, it's going well. It's going really well. So today was more like Mama Swole and I were talking things through and, kind of discussing some of the other things that we want to do and move. We just bought like some stall bars for stretching that we're going to put in the living room and move some other things around. So today was kind of like a house planning, where we're going to start anchoring some shit down and building next. One project to the next. So light day, just you don't need motivation. It's time to train. What am I doing today? That's really what it is. Okay, it's time to train. So what am I doing? Just a mobility day. Fine. Done. Just a little bit. Did some Jefferson curls, did some calves and some anterior tibialis, did some, did some adductor stuff, very light, nothing too crazy. And then did some, like a set of sissy squats. It's very light, just kind of glazed over. Oh, did some mace and some club stuff earlier this morning. It's been raining today too, but yeah, doesn't always have to be a crazy workout. Because guess what? Tomorrow I'm going to crush it. If you're not feeling like pushing super fucking hard today, then don't force it. Still train. You can still train and make progress and invest in yourself. It doesn't have to be some crazy, mind-blowing, ridiculous. Master Cat PDX. Hi, I'm new from Twitch. We got a Twitcher over here. Do I have to take rest days ever? Active recovery. Practice yoga, mobility. I personally don't think you should take days off completely. There's always something to do. Doesn't mean you have to lift heavy every day. Good question. So I think rest days are just like cheat days. Like, no, fuck your cheat days. Active recovery. If you haven't tried yoga on the Swolenormous Instagram, if you go to swolenormousx.com/links, you could try a free yoga class if you haven't checked out a yoga class ever. All right, let's see. Mattman Forever from Instagram. Let's take one from Instagram. Hashtag Dick Draft, by the way, for a chance to win today's Swole card. Mattman Forever says, Papa Swolio, or asks, is it a good idea to hit the gym even if I'm slightly sick with, say, the flu? If you have a home gym, if you feel like it, if it's a public gym, let's not be spreading sickness around. So I would recommend that you recover and rest. And if anything, do some meditation, take a nice hot shower or a sauna or something. If you have one at home, if you have to go to a public one, I would hold off on that. Just be respectful of people around you that might not want to be exposed to illness unnecessarily. And plus, your body is fighting off infection. So that means you need to be working more on your sleep, your nutrition, your hydration, and meditation could be a great thing for you. Maybe some yoga at home is a great way to still get some exercise, even if you can't do anything really physical, hardcore. VPJ7 on Instagram. What rotation thing you're doing? What is it especially good for? We're talking about the clubs and the maces. Fantastic for strength, grip strength, all those tiny tendons, muscles, ligaments in your hand and your forearm, elbow strength, shoulder integrity. That's great for endurance. It's great for moving meditation. It just feels great. Feels like a fucking human thing to do. It's awesome. It's great for total body. It's fantastic. I recommend you try it. Oh my God, we got one more question. We'll take one more from Instagram because a hot fucking pile of garbage. KY Gons. Hey, Papa Swole, you look tasty. Is that a result from birth or is it a result of going to the fucking gym? Both. Thanks, Mom. Tasty treat.
Because Dickens, the little rascal has spirit.
And now, speaking of a tasty treat, look at that tainty man. Oh my goodness. Aww. Look at that fucking tainty man. Jesus Christ, a little shout out.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
That means you are going to be unhealthy as fuck for the rest of your life, apparently. Let's take another call. We got one from Sean. Sean, you're on the Daily Swole.
Hey man, just wondering what you use on your hair. I got long hair too, but I'm kind of over the stuff I've been using. Love the page. Keep it up. Later.
Well, thank you, Sean, and congratulations on having extremely manly locks. I would recommend in terms of like a moisturizer or something, use jojoba oil, organic jojoba oil. But in terms of shampoos or conditioners, find something you like. Make sure you're getting something more on the natural end. I don't know if they make a beef tallow shampoo or conditioner, but you can get these healthy shampoo or conditioner bars and make sure it's phthalate and paraben free, no fragrances. You don't want stuff that's poisoning your body while you're, trying to improve the cleansing aspects. I think we have some stuff. I think it's paraben, phthalate, all that stuff free. I think it's called Loma. That's one that you might want to look into, but I would just make sure you're searching for something that has no estrogenics in it. But most products are going to be labeled paraben, phthalate, sulfate free, all that kind of stuff. Just because you don't want, you're absorbing this stuff into your skin. You don't want to add garbage. Good question. Question from the Telegram. Cerny, does the size and or density of your bones, which one? Ha ha. The size or density of your bones have anything to do with how large you can develop your muscles. Well, when you train, you're going to be increasing your bone density. So you'll increase your bone density when you're lifting. So that's why it's really important for everyone to lift weights. Even if I don't like to lift weights, no one fucking cares. Your bone density doesn't care. So for people that are going, like, this is the problem when there's elderly people that swim all the time. Swimming is great activity, but you're not improving your bone density. You're actually weakening it because you have buoyancy. So you're negatively affecting your body versus the gravitational effect. So swimming might improve your ability to move without joint pain, but you're actually sacrificing your bone density by swimming. So you want to make sure that if you swim, you're also doing some weight training and resistance training, that's skeletal loading. You don't want to just do things for your legs and then your spine suffering. So mobility is important, but as you know, mobility is also strength training. So you're doing resistance through a full range of motion. So yeah, I mean, you're building one and you're developing the other. So for example, you're building your muscles, you're breaking down muscle tissue. The muscles are pulling on the tendons, which pull on the bones, and there's stress on the body. So your bones are actually living tissue. Your bones aren't just like hard. They do nothing. They store minerals. Your body is always constantly adding minerals to your bones and taking minerals away. This is why drinking things like Diet Coke and the phosphates or the shit in like diet colas and things like that actually leach calcium from the bones or potassium from the bones. I forget the detail, but it's, these things like corrode the bones. Like when you eating garbage food, you can actually lose a lot of nutrients. And if you're not exercising, you're sedentary a lot, it'll make your bones more frail and brittle because they're not going to be strong and dense if you're not exposing your body to resistance that's going to lead them to being strong and dense. So. You mean Mountain Dew is bad for you? Mountain Dew is probably one of the most legitimate, ridiculous poisons that you could possibly consume. Mountain Dew is like next level trash. It's disgusting. It's really, really bad for you. Like horrible for you. It's one of the worst things to consume. Even sodas are garbage, but of the sodas, Mountain Dew is one of like, if not the worst. It's literally drinking toxic sludge. Just look up the ingredients. It's disgusting. It's fucking gross. We got a call here from, it says Snow White. I doubt it. Shouldn't you be sleeping? That's Sleeping Beauty. All
Papa Swolio,
what
is in your gym bag?
I don't have a gym bag. I train at home. Dun, 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 dun. No gym bag. So I don't have a gym bag. So beauty of having a home gym, you don't need a gym bag anymore. I don't have to bring all my shit to the fucking gym. I used to have a big one. Mama Swolio actually got me a really nice one with all these different zippers and side pockets. I used it for, I forgot how long I used it for, but now I still have it. I just don't use it. It's a good question. N/A, not applicable. I train at home. That's a beautiful thing. You don't need to wonder like, oh shit, oh man, I forgot my gym bag, or I left this at home. Oh, I left my straps at home because I was washing them. I let them out to air dry and fuck. No, it's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you, I never used to train at home. I never did. But also when I was in the apartment, there wasn't a lot of space, but I still built out a home gym and I really liked it more. Challenging. But since I've been in the house, building out the home gym has been one of the most rewarding things. And it's awesome. It's ridiculous. It's so awesome. Like to literally have all the gym level equipment and more stuff that I will never see in a gym just at my fingertips whenever. I walk by the gym area and I just look at it sometimes. Like I'll just look at it at night before going to sleep. I'm like, oh man, this is fucking awesome. It takes time. And yeah, there's more of a investment up front, but once you invest it, it's like it's there. You don't have to keep on buying it. You buy weights. It's all an investment. But I love it. And plus it's cool designing it. Like, okay, I'll move that over here and then I'll put that over here. It's like a constant little project that's always changing. You're like, ooh, there's something else that you realize you want to get that would be great for this exercise. And yeah, and then you tweak it and you adjust it and you move things around. You get a new piece of equipment or something like that. It's cool. It's like little fun things to look forward to, like ordering like a new pair of plates or new dumbbells, or I don't know, you got a new attachment to something. It's like, ooh, something to look forward to. And it's not like you're hoarding or you're just consuming, wasting stuff. No, you're investing in things that are going to use to improve your health. So it's fun. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just Jeremy says gradually building my home gym and I'm in an apartment. Priorities. Yeah. And and if you ever move out, then you have more space and then you bring it with you and then boom, and then you have more options. So like there's so many things you could do in an apartment, especially when it comes to kettlebells and rings, for example. If you have a pull-up bar and things, like you can do so much stuff. And I did. You can do a lot. You can get a squat rack and stuff. You just need to understand like your spatial, your options. And yeah, it's fun. And maybe it's not for everyone. Some people I like the environment. It's like, cool. Well, I like the environment of not having to wear any clothes, of listening to whatever music I want. Yeah, of course you could bring headphones to a gym, of not having to drive somewhere, not having to wait for a piece of equipment. Like I like the ability to just do it whenever I want, whenever I want. My gym never closes. It's open whenever I want, like anytime, any day of the week. I don't have to oh, what time's the gym open to? Let me rush there and get there in traffic and then get out and forget something, or I don't know, have to talk to someone that fucking sucks, comes up to you. And nothing wrong with the gym environment. And also for me, when people talk about home gyms, I also my entire life until 2020, the gym shut down for maybe a week or two down here in Florida. It wasn't long, but then I'm like, all right, I'm not going back. I just committed to it. And I also, for 20 years, I was lifting in gyms. So it's there's nothing new to me. To go into the gym, and I know I say go to the fucking gym, well, how come we never see you in a gym? I know you all don't say this stuff, but people on TikTok and Instagram, we never see you in a gym. It's yeah, it's called a fucking home gym. And the gym is wherever you train. And I always say this, it doesn't matter if you move your living room table, that's your fucking gym. Crush it. You can do amazing stuff in your home gym. Get a couple kettlebells. You can fucking get yoked. Swole as fuck if you train hard. So the gym is just where you train. Doesn't matter if it's a commercial fluorescently lit building, right? It doesn't matter if it's outside in your basement, in your garage, out back on your patio, in your living room, in your bedroom. The gym is where you train. It's obviously when people think of gym, they think of a membership and you go somewhere. So, but I think there's also that part of it too. I really love training in my home gym. I love building it out. I love having it and I'm proud of it. But it's also, there's still novelty for me. There's still novelty because it's still not set up yet. I'm still developing it. But I can go in my backyard and there's a squat rack out there too. And I can bring stuff out there and squat in the sun and swing a mace. It's well, how many gyms have maces? How many gyms have, Persian meals? None. So I really enjoy it. So there's still novelty too. There's still novelty for me too. It's still relatively new and I'm still developing it out. So it's a fun, it's if you like Legos, it's just real life Legos. The same way people like to design living rooms, or they like to rearrange stuff and let me paint this and put up shelves here. Same kind of thing. You like designing and architecting and, finding little hacks and things to do and seeing the progress. So there's still the novelty of it for me. And like I said, I've been to so many gyms, and yeah, they make nicer gyms, and there's dungeon gyms. I've been to so many gyms. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to an LA Fitness. I don't want to go to another fucking gym. I don't know, the same old shit. That's boring. I'm over it, right? I'm over it. Tobias, we talked about kettlebells already. We talked about that question. Someone said I talked shit about kettlebells. That might have been a long time ago. Might have been the context maybe than what you heard. But I think, I definitely didn't do as many kettlebell stuff, or I think it's more about building muscle. Kettlebells, you can build a lot of muscle. You can. It's not ideal for building. Let me see how I can word this. If you want to target more of muscle tissue, honestly, you want to do more bodybuilding, barbell, dumbbell, band. Or band, but barbell, dumbbell, classic cables. That's better for targeting muscle tissue. If you want to target muscles, but really put a focus on tendons and more ligaments, kind of like when you have the clubs and you have the maces, kettlebells are better for that. kettlebells are better. It doesn't mean you can't do it with barbells and dumbbells, because of course you can do Jefferson curls and you can do end range of motion exercise, but kettlebells are so good for like joint stability when you're doing Turkish get-ups, when you're doing windmills, when you're doing snatches. It's just a lot easier to execute with kettlebells than it is with a dumbbell or with a barbell. Like, it's hard to execute a barbell snatch just because of the weight of the bar, the angle of the bar. You know, with a kettlebell and the offsetted weight distribution of how you would hold it and how you would rack it, it's just a more functional movement in terms of what most people can handle and to get the benefits out of it. So can you build muscle? Can you do curls with kettlebells? Sure, you can absolutely build muscles. You can do rows. You can do a lot of those movements, but you could do more movements with kettlebells. You have more options. And a while back, I didn't go as deep with kettlebells. And this is what a lot of things changed even a couple of years ago, like when it came to 2020, because the gym shut down for a little bit. I had purchased kettlebells ahead of time. And in a small space, I really went all in on doing kettlebell training. And I was a little rough around the edges and I fell in love with it. And I realized a lot of things that I wasn't aware of because I never did a lot of focused kettlebell training. I always did a little bit on the side. I do a kettlebell swings, or I did a couple different stretches. I didn't do a lot of kettlebell work. So in 2020, when I got kettlebells and I was in the apartment, I just fucking started smashing. I realized, like, oh my God, there's so much stuff I can do. I didn't realize how much I would enjoy it and how much it would unlock. So my opinion on it as like a complete training tool completely changed, even after all this time. So I was exposed to it, but I never really, it would be like something that was an addition at the gym. Like, okay, there's also kettlebells. I would do dumbbell stuff and I would do a couple exercises, but I never did focus kettlebell work for all these different body parts. And I started experimenting and trying, and I realized I can hit muscle groups and certain things in different ways with a kettlebell that I can never do with a dumbbell or barbells because of the way the weight is distributed with a kettlebell. So you learn, keep on learning. Don't be closed-minded. So I love kettlebells, love it. And again, these things are all tools. And I always knew kettlebells were a tool, but not to the level that I realize now. But they're all tools. Use them properly. So yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, especially for smaller spaces, or if you're looking, for example, if you had a choice, and this is coming from someone who literally did dumbbell work like his whole life, dumbbells and barbells. If you had to pick, if you asked me, okay, you could either have a full dumbbell set or a full kettlebell set, what would you choose? I would go kettlebells. No shit. So that's where I've come. And that's not even, I don't even have to think long about that at all. Instant kettlebells, no question about it. You can do curls with kettlebells. You can do rows with kettlebells. You can do presses with kettlebells. You can do all these things that you can't do with dumbbells with kettlebells. Hands down, 1,000%. And the beautiful thing is, with dumbbells, for example, you try and do presses, like, can you do them on the ground? You can, but you're not getting the stretch. But when you have kettlebells, you could do these with dumbbells, to example, but you have two kettlebells of the same height. You can get really good stretch for chest. You can do presses with, you can do Turkish get-ups. You can do, every exercise. You can do walking lunges. You can do front rack lunges. You could do squats. You can do overhead squats. You can do, thrusters, squat to press. You can do windmills. Like, you can't do a lot of stuff with dumbbells. And it doesn't mean you can't do a similar movement, but you actually need more range of motion and more flexibility. And it's not as comfortable when you're doing dumbbells because the weight, the distribution is right over your hand. With a kettlebell, it hangs off the back of your hand. So it actually guides your shoulder joint open, and it's easier to lock into a position when you're doing things like windmills, when you're doing Statue of Liberty, when you're doing snatches, when you're doing Turkish get-ups. It's just, you can do it with a dumbbell. It's just not as comfortable because you don't have the offset of the kettlebell, the way the kettlebell hangs on your hand. And kettlebell, and especially if you're in an apartment and you don't use kettlebells, you're missing out. For the price. So check this out. let's say dumbbells, right? We're getting into like, I guess, home gym design here. Let's say for the price, you want to buy a pair of 30-pound dumbbells. Okay, 30-pound dumbbells, let's say you're doing $2 a pound. That's $120. Okay, for 30s. And then you want what? 35s and 40s and 45s and 50s and 25s and 20s. I mean, you're looking at like $1,000 for just 5 to 50, right? So if you have adjustable, okay, then you're paying out of pocket up front, like $500-$600. They're not the same quality. You can't necessarily drop some of these. Like you don't want to drop power blocks. You don't want to drop Bowflex dumbbells. They're like plastic. And the feeling is kind of awkward in some cases, but it might save you $400 or $500. You might spend $600 on power blocks, whereas you'd spend, right? So you get the point. And they take up a lot of space, right? And they're limited in the exercise. You need like a bench, like that. When it comes to a kettlebell, you get a 35-pound kettlebell for like $60. Maybe on OfferUp or something, or Facebook Marketplace, you find one for $30. A 35-pound kettlebell, 16 kilograms. You get a 35-pound kettlebell and a 53, a 24-kilogram kettlebell. You get two of them. It might cost you $200 at the most if you buy them new, $150, right? How much is a 50-pound, 53, let's say on Rogue or something like that? I know shipping, whatever, like $70, $80. You could find these fucking everywhere too. You want to get a good quality one with a good window. You want to get a good quality kettlebell. So let's say under $200 for just those two things. You could do kettlebell swings. You could do snatches. You could do cleans. You could do lunges. You can do halos, Turkish get up. I mean, so many different exercises. And two kettlebells, no space. No fucking space. If you could stand in your room, you could put kettlebells. And you could do all these exercises in a prison cell. Like this is literally, if you have a bedroom, well, Pop, I have no room. I just have a bedroom. Kettlebell, done. You could have 3 or 4 kettlebells in the corner, and all you need is the space of like a yoga mat, and you're done. Like 2 yoga mats, I would say. You put 2 yoga mats side by side, that's probably all the space that you need to do any exercise. You know, I know you're swinging side to side, so okay, but 2.5 yoga. If you don't have 2.5 yoga mats worth of space, it's like, I don't know where the fuck you are. You get it. Midnight Rider, Papa Swolio, yo Papa. What up, Ish? Have you ever tried the Iron Master adjustable mace? I've never even heard of it. I know Iron Master has those adjustable dumbbells. Adjustable mace. There's a company that I found that has adjustable maces. I'll let you guys know a little bit more. See if they're good. I'm going to probably go check it out and maybe get one and see if it's something good to recommend. I mean, Kabuki makes a adjustable mace where you put Olympic plates on the end, but you know, the balance might be weird, or you can't put a 25 unless you want to clip your leg, for example. Let's see. Iron Master adjustable mace. Didn't know they had a mace. Quick lock mace handle. Oh, so it's like the Kabuki. All right, I see what you got. I see what. So in other words, this is kind of like how Power Block has like the barbell that you can like lock into the same power blocks. In other words, the Iron Master plates are square. So let me see if I can. Trying to remove. View, sidebar, toolbars. View, toolbars. All right, so let's see if I can show the screen. So this is so the Iron Master handle. So it'll take the square Iron Master weights and just allow you to use them. So now obviously you don't have to have something else. So instead of Olympic plates like the Kabuki one, you could just use the current plates. I've never tried it. The shape seems a little bit weird, but I guess if you swing it evenly, it might be okay. The problem with square is that you can imagine. Yeah, it looks very similar to the shoulder rock, except that this uses the Iron Master plates. So you have the dumbbells. You can just use the same plates with the mace handle rather than have to get additional plates. So it looks exactly like the shoulder rock. However, with the square, which I guess if you're swinging it properly, it'll be symmetrical enough because it doesn't seem like the square is that much wider. I'm not sure what the balance feels like. But for the price, was that $159? Well, the cool thing is about this, it says we'll hold up to 55 pounds of Iron Master weight plates. So that's more than enough. You're not gonna be swinging a 55-pound mace. You might eventually, but the heaviest that I've been really going is like 4850. So there's a long way to go for that. So if you have Iron Master, so if you have the dumbbells, that would be a cool thing if you're looking to get it. The Kabuki one's nice, but so $159. If you bought a 10-pound mace, you might spend what, $50, $40. Then you buy a 15-pound mace. Then you buy a 20-pound mace. This is why I was talking about the Kabuki shoulder rock too, is that they're adjustable. So if you have Olympic plates already, you pay $170, and that's kind of like, I bought a mace. My mace purchases are done. Then you just put the plates on them. You put like a bunch of 5s or 10s, and you can adjust your mace. It just takes a little bit more time, and the handle's more thin than some of those steel maces, and the torque, it's longer, but it's a really nice thing. So this seems like the same thing. I don't know what the length is like, but it seems like a nice purchase. If, in other words, you'll spend the price of maybe 2 or 3 maces up front, but then you can adjust it. So it doesn't seem like anything. Yeah, I know they made one. It's pretty cool. So I haven't tried it, but if you're buying adjustable dumbbells, do you have any maces already? And here's the thing, like for me, I have a bunch of different types of maces. So I'm getting some wooden maces, but I have all the steel maces. I have steel maces up through 50 pounds, from 5 to 50. I have the shoulder rock. I have some wooden meals and stuff, and the clubs. So I have a lot of things for, and I'm going to get some more, because when you start getting into like wooden maces and these other custom made maces, you have different grips. So the thicker grips make it harder, and different lengths and different torque. So every single club that I have, some of them look like jugs, that I've gotten. So every different shape has a different feel. So it's a different challenge. It's a different neurological effect and balance and adjustment. So there's like a skill and like fun involved. So there's that too. Let's take another call from Alejandro Rojas. Little home gym episode. You're on the line.
Yo, Papa Swolio.
Yo, Bish.
Why no fasting?
Why no fasting? I never say that. I think people should shut their fucking mouths and stop eating so much. Goddamn right.
You make me happy.
So I think what you're referring to is my shirt that says from Gaindolf, "You shall not fast." So if you watch Lord of the Rings, and if you haven't, we can't be friends. But it's a play on "You shall not pass." So I love how people say like, "How come no fasting?" It's a funny fucking shirt. Yeah, shut your fucking mouth. Stop eating so much, you fat fuck. All right, there's that. Stop fucking eating. Fasting's great. Stop eating all the time, and laugh a little bit. Don't take everything so seriously. And I've never said that. So thank you, Alejandro. Why no fasting, Papa? Your mama make my eyes rain. Okay.
My name's Forrest Gump.
I intermittently fast intermittently. So this one's from Dambria Brooks. You are on the line. I want to hit that call every time, Motorola style. Yeah, you're on the line.
So besides your own videos, what has helped you stay motivated and continuously keep going back to the gym every day? I work 12-hour shifts. I'm still pushing to go. There are some days where I'm kind of tired. What helps you stay motivated?
Nothing. So, Dambria, I appreciate your call. Stop using the word, take the word motivation, okay? Reach into your brain hole, rip it out, crawl, scratching, clawing, rip it the fuck out, throw it in the garbage disposal. If you don't have one, throw it in the toilet, take a huge shit and flush, okay? There's no motivation whatsoever. There is none. There is none. There's that daily pull to do it because I've done it so often. I've done it so frequently that it's habit. It's the habit. It's discipline. Doing it, being consistent will build you that discipline and you build that habit. And if you do it over, and let me tell you, Dambria, it's a great question, but this is going to be the best information that you're going to get from anyone about this. So don't I'm not being rude, literally take this seriously. When you don't feel like it, do it. You know why? Because you're going to feel better after you do it. And then the next time you don't feel like doing it, you're going to remember that you didn't feel like doing it the other time, but you did and you felt great. So you're going to do it again anyway, and you're going to feel great. And then guess what? The next time you're not going to want to do it. But you know that every other time that you did it, you felt good after. So you're going to go do it again because it's time to fucking do it. And then after doing it for 50 fucking times and having an archive of all these experiences of I didn't feel like doing it, but I went and I feel good. You just know I'm going to feel great after. So you're just going to go anyway. No emotion. No feelings. It doesn't matter. You know what matters? Whether you did it or not. So it doesn't matter if you're sad, doesn't matter if it's fucking raining, it doesn't matter. I don't feel like it. Fuck. Who cares? No one cares. No one in this world cares whether or not you go to the fucking gym. I will yell at you to go to the fucking gym, but guess what? Dambria, you're worrying about your motivation. Guess what? I slept great last night. While you were sitting there contemplating whether or not you felt like going to the fucking gym, I slept like a goddamn baby because I'm doing mine. I don't lose sleep over people not going to the fucking gym. You know how I know? I know they don't. Most often they don't. You know why? I've been outside. I have eyes in the front of my head. I've been to Walmart. I've been to Target. I've been in the world, and man, are people gross. So there's that. So I will yell for people to take action, but I'm not going to lose sleep if they don't, because I know most people won't. So the deal is you need to do it because no one else gives a fuck whether or not you do. You need to. You need to care most. And if you worry about your feelings, if you worry about feeling like it, you're never going to feel like it. So it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant whether you feel like it. Straight up. Irrelevant. I don't feel like training today. Doesn't fucking matter. It's just not even a part of the equation. Irrelevant. It's an irrelevant data point. Is it time to train? Yeah, it is. So now what? Binary, 1 or 0. Did you train? Yes. Did you not? No. Flat tire, didn't feel like it. It was raining. It was this and that. Doesn't matter. You didn't train. That's the outcome. Now, is it always going to be like a perfect, sunshine and rainbows? You're going to have a great long workout. Maybe not. Maybe you just did 7-minute Swollen 7, or you did a little meditation and a little bit of a 10-minute yoga flow at home because you had a flat tire and it threw off your whole fucking day. But you meditated, you did some yoga, and you're going to crush it tomorrow. So you still got it done today. It just didn't look like the optimal day. Welcome to life, right? Get it done. Get it done. All right, let's take another call. This one, Fatima's on the line. Fatima, you were on the greatest sleazecast in the realm, if I do say so myself.
Hi, are you married?
I don't believe you people. What do you mean, you people?
I am absolutely 100% taken. Mama Swolio has it for me. All right, that's all you need to know. There's a Mama Swolio in the picture, but thank you. Thank you for your application. Your application has been rejected. Let's get a little America. I appreciate the offer.
Yeah! Boom shakalaka!
Let's see. All right, we're about to wrap up. Anything else we got here? Remember, tomorrow we got a Swole Fam accountability meeting at 12 noon Eastern time. Round of applause for the Swole Fam. What up? Big draft. Yeah, she's not a real listener of the show. Obviously, she would know about Mama Swolio. Let's see, Robin. Let's end with this one. Robin, Papa Swolio, why do they call it vegan meat if it's made of sawdust? Why not call it whatever the fuck it's made from? It's denial, it's marketing, and they are lying to themselves, so why not lie to all of you, right? Why not lie to the customer? Yeah, it's not vegan meat. It's garbage. It's not meat. It's an insult to meat. So you're absolutely right. It's made of sawdust. It's made of garbage. It's made of beans and fucking peas and soy. It's just a waste of space in people's stomachs. It's a waste of space in the world. It's a waste of space in supermarkets. That's for damn sure. People require animal proteins. They really need them to thrive. And if you call it vegan meat, it's going to hit some kind of nerve like, oh, this is just as good, but I'm a better person for it. Well, you're going to be a more unhealthy person. So, yeah, there's that. Marketing. It's all marketing. That's all it is. It's just marketing. They're just trying to get you to buy it. And if it said, look, if they said, hey, buy this soybean, pea, and cornstarch burger, be like, no, thank you. No, thank you. Pass. Hey, buy this vegan meat. Ooh. Oh, the clouds part, the sun comes down from the sky, and oh, I'm a better person. Everyone's going to bow at their feet. You're so virtuous. Oh my God, we love your septum piercing. It looks so good on you. No. That ain't how it works. That's where fast. If all your choice is like vegan food, or let me just not eat for a couple hours, fucking fast. Your body will thank you for it, and it'll thank you twice once you get some real food in your stomach. All right, let's give this dick draft card away. Falcon, raffle this motherfucker off. Let's go.
Congratulations!
Falcon.
Matt Damon.
Bro. Raffle off the fucking card. Raffle off the card. Don't award it. Raffle off the card, and then we will award it to someone. Raffle off the fucking card. Okay? Can we do it right this time? Raffle off the card. I don't care about your problems. Hit the fucking button. Thank you. Jesus Christ. Goddamn fucking bird. All right, we fucking landed on it, and coincidentally came back down. Robin, with the vegan meat question, hashtag DD, congratulations.
Congratulations!
Thank you, Falcon. Thank you, far too kind. Speaking of the dick draft, Robin, we are in desperate need of commanders to serve on the front line. So we will be contacting you with your deployment. And you, Lacey, and who won first? Who's our other commander? You will join Lacey on the front lines with our other esteemed generals that are leading our brave young men into battle. And it will be fierce. The battle has been raging for quite some time, and we are severely outnumbered currently. But I have faith, I have hope, and this is for our future. And we salute you and thank you for your service, Robin. It means the world to all of us. Honored to serve. Thank you so much. Round of applause. Get some America there. Thank you so much. We shall be one. We shall be united. Thank you for your service. And let's nut this beach. We'll see you tomorrow at the accountability meeting. SwoleNormaSex.com to join the fam today. Let's nut this beach down. Nut it down.
the danger.
Mr. Strickland.
USA, greatest country in the world.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I arrived in America's airport with clothing, US dollars, and a jar of gypsy tears to protect me from AIDS.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War.
We got some awesome new releases tomorrow. I'm super stoked. Super stoked. Good Q&A. Good Q&A-ness. We still have some more questions. We'll take more again on Tuesday. Tuesday we're back. Tomorrow we're private. We'll be back on the main channel, like these channels.
You can be fat and be healthy. I'm sorry, Lizzo, healthier than I will ever be.
We're almost halfway through the 23 hundos. Oh, baby.
What happened to your queer party friends?
Great Scott!
Sam! Sam! Sam!
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by the... you know the thing.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
You crying? Are you crying? There's no crying in baseball!
That Hansel's so hot right now.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Another example of cake gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular gender.
Got it out in time. That was heavy. Almost missed. Oh my God. Thank you, fam. Thank you. Thank you. Nailed it. I see you in the back. Woo-wee. All right. Tomorrow's episode, like I said, accountability meeting, 12 noon Eastern time. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate your time and attention. Hope your questions were answered. If not, and you're a member of the fam, tomorrow you can ask, and I'll get to all the questions privately if you missed today's episode. We have new releases. We have awesome Swole fan posts, and we got a lot of stuff coming up to close out an amazing year. I know it's just October, but it happens fast. So we got a lot of awesome stuff. And of course, we will be back for those of you that are not members. Why aren't you a fucking member? All right. Everyone's got their reasons. Okay. If you're not and you enjoy the show, you will be someday. May as well just jump on and join the fam today, because you will be. You're already a member. You're just kind of like, you're nervous. Your nips have already been blown off. You're like, if I join, what the fuck else is going to get blown off? I don't have many more body parts left. And I get it. But trust me, it's worth it. And we'll be back here on Tuesday, Tainty Tuesday, for episode 2349. So stoked to keep on crushing and be back here on this Tuesday. Everyone loves a good Tainty Tuesday. So we'll see you tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time. Live call. Members, you could join from your homepage when you log in, but I'll give you a Swole text ahead of time anyway. We'll see you at 12 noon Eastern time tomorrow. Peace, McGeese, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like
then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
The following program is